Builders are offering some jaw-dropping incentives right now to get homes sold by the end of the year. On today's video, we're going to give you all the inside scoop on the great incentives that Raleigh, North Carolina area home builders are offering right now. Hello everyone, this is Chris Morton, real estate broker with the Morton Bradbury Real Estate Group. Without further ado, let's get into it. So before we begin, we need to let you know that not all the builders are offering incentives right now, but there are quite a few out there that are trying to get standing inventory off their books by the end of the year. Our team has been known to get some shocking deals for our clients this year. So if you're in the market for a new construction home and you're ready to buy by the end of this year, give us a call. We're happy to give you the scoop on those. So the big incentive we're seeing right now in the Raleigh, North Carolina market is interest rate buy downs. And so for those who don't know, basically an interest rate buy down is when the builder, or really any seller for that matter, contributes money on behalf of the buyer to buy the interest rate down. So if you have a builder who is offering a 2-1 buy down, that means instead of you paying the 7% rate that it is currently, for the first year you'd be paying a 5% rate. That's the 2 part. Second year, you'd be paying a 6% rate. That's the 1 part of the 2-1 buy down. And so then the third year, you're at the 7%. So first year 5, second year 6, third year 7. Presumably by the third year of your mortgage, rates will have gone down some, enough to justify you refinancing out of that buy down situation into a lower rate anyway. So it's a win-win for you because you're able to get into that house for less money, not having to pay so much interest. It's a win for the builder because they're not having to have the carrying cost of carrying that home into the new year. Another common incentive that builders have been offering really for years is to offer to pay your closing costs. And for those who don't know, closing costs are fees that you're paying at the time of closing when you go to the attorney to sign all the documents and get the keys to your new house. Well, that builder's willing to pay some of those, or in many cases, all of those closing costs. Closing costs could be the attorney fees, your escrow accounts to set up your insurance and HOA escrow funds, could be the taxes associated with buying the house. It could be really like your fees to get the loan you've gotten. All those kind of fees that you would have normally had to come out of pocket for at the time of closing, the builder's willing to pay those for you on your behalf. So that is a huge incentive to you from the builder. Again, that's more money in your pocket, more money you can spend to buy furniture or whatever else you want to buy with that money for your new house. So what about some examples of what actual builders are doing in our market right now? Well, let's get into that. There's a builder out there in Holly Springs that's offering 4% of the total purchase price of your new home to be used for closing costs, rate buy down, to lock in a rate, or just to pay your prepaid fees that you may have associated with getting a loan. They're also offering a 1% above and beyond that to use for purchasing appliances and or blinds. So this builder is really motivated to get their home sold in Holly Springs, and so they're offering you a good bit of money to get you in their house. Another builder in Fuaari, North Carolina is offering $20,000 for you to use, assuming you use their preferred lender and preferred attorney. You can use that money however you want to reduce the price of the house, do an interest rate buy down, closing costs, whatever you need to do. Another builder in Raleigh is offering a $20,000 incentive as well that you can either use to buy your rate down, or you can use it to get a $20,000 fence that they will install for you prior to closing. And still another builder in Raleigh is offering a 5.75% 30-year fixed rate loan when you use their preferred lender and preferred attorney. So you may have heard me use the term preferred lender and preferred attorney in these incentives. So exactly what is that all about? Well, basically the builder is incentivizing you to go through their lender and to use their attorney to do the closing, and they're going to incentivize you with all of these funds to encourage you to do this. It's sort of the carrot and the stick philosophy. They're using the carrot of incentives to encourage you to use their lender, their attorney. Now, next question obviously is, do you have to use their preferred lender and preferred attorney? No, you do not. Unfortunately, most of the time, these builders are not going to be willing to give you those preferential incentives if you don't use their preferred lender, preferred attorney. We have a client right now who is building, going to be closing hopefully March, early April on their home, they decided not to go with the preferred lender. And so instead of getting $20,000 incentive, they are now getting a $10,000. That builder generously had a sort of backup incentive to encourage people to buy their homes. And so that is a possibility. It's always worth asking for is, if I don't use your preferred lender, will I still get an incentive? So the next question being, why would you not want to use the preferred lender, preferred attorney? Well, it's always a good idea to get a second opinion for your specific situation. It may make more sense for you to go outside of that circle and get your own lender that may be able to give you either a better deal or a better deal for you. Possibly that preferred lender may be having a higher rate. Who knows? Anyway, just know that it is worth getting a second opinion. The deal that you're going to get from the builder may not be the best deal for you. It's always worth it to kind of examine the numbers and see where things stand. That's one of the many reasons why it's so good to have your own buyer agent representation when you go to a builder, because they can help you run those numbers along with other kinds of numbers like design center numbers for buying things and upgrading things and all of that. An example of why it might be a better idea for you to get an outside lender is one of our preferred lenders that we use all the time is now offering a free refinancing program, meaning you get into the current rate, and if rates fall in spring or summer of next year, you will be able to refinance for free into that new rate without any outlay on your part come next spring, next summer, or whenever the rates drop. That may be a better deal for you than a rate buy down, because if you're gonna refinance in the spring, you're really not getting much benefit from that rate buy down anyway. So again, it may be worth your time to compare apples to apples versus apples to oranges. So we also need to talk a bit about the preferred attorney. And so in North Carolina, we're pretty much a fill in the blank state, and the attorney does the title work. They don't really represent the buyer side or the seller side. They pretty much are the middle person who kind of navigates through the process. So by you using the builder's preferred attorney, that doesn't really put you at a disadvantage. Just know that it's mostly because the builder sort of trusts that attorney and they know that attorney's going to be doing a good job versus someone you may hire that might have gotten their law degree from a cereal box last week. Who knows? So another question people ask, can you get these incentives on homes that haven't been built yet, where you're buying a dirt lot and you're building step by step, putting all the design center work in yourself and all of that? Well, it is possible that some builders out there are going to offer incentives for all their product, but by and large, most of the time, builders are wanting to incentivize homes that they have standing and ready to move into. You see, when a home is done, complete, and ready to move into, if it hasn't sold by that point, the builder starts getting very nervous. They have additional carrying costs for a home that's complete. So in their world, where they prefer to sell a home is when it's just getting underway or when it's sort of halfway done, not when it's all the way done and ready for someone to buy like today and move in tomorrow. They incentivize those homes because they want to get them off their books, especially at the end of the year. Those big giant builder corporations that have accounting firms that are looking at what they're doing and their stock numbers and all that, those builders want to have low inventory at the end of the year and have their books clean. So that's why they're incentivizing here as we go into 2024. And don't forget, if you're watching this in the spring or the summer of 2024, that doesn't mean all the incentives are gone. It just means that right now, when we're filming this in the winter of 2023, that builders are incentivized to get the stuff off the books. But all through the year, we've seen incentives. So do not fear that you've missed out if you're not ready to buy in November, December of 2023. And by the way, another fact you need to know about, a lot of the time, these incentives are not advertised. They're not promoted to the public. In a lot of instances, my team and I have been able to get some incentives from builders who don't promote that they have incentives available. It never hurts to ask, and you need to make sure you have good representation who knows how to ask and knows what to ask. This is not to toot our own horn, but our team is the number 4 new construction buyer team in the entire triangle right now. We sell a ton of new construction homes, so therefore those agents that sell a lot of homes are gonna know what kind of incentives are out there, so never hurts to ask. So among the things that we've been able to get for our buyers have included free refrigerator, free blinds, free washer and dryer, those rate buy downs we told you about earlier. We've even had one builder willing to replace out a countertop that our client didn't like in a $3 million house. That was the big sticking point. So the builder was willing to do that. It never hurts to ask for anything from a builder. Oftentimes they're going to say no, but again, it never hurts to ask. But please don't mistake this story for us saying that you can waltz into any builder and say, hey, we need to replace out the paint colors or the countertops or this tile or that tile. Not all builders are going to do that. You've got to have a very motivated builder that's got it in their budget to be able to make some swaps like that, or you've got to catch the home early enough during the process where the builder's willing to do that. Again, it's something you doesn't hurt to ask for. It doesn't hurt to have good representation who's willing to ask for it on your behalf. Just know that it never hurts to ask for anything, including the rate buy down, the closing costs, any of the stuff we've talked about today. So if you're considering buying a new construction home or selling a home in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, my real estate team and I would be honored to be your agents of choice. You can give us a call at the number below, click on the link in the description, or email us at hello@mortonbradbury.com. We'll be happy to help you out. Check out this video. We think you're really going to like this one as well. Like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.